From now on, your father, Amy, and I are going to live a happy, peaceful life without you. Honestly, I wonder why we didn't make this decision a long time ago. At this time, we could have had a life free from unnecessary burdens. I can't believe we waited until now to reach this point. But finally, you're about to graduate from junior high school, and with that, our obligations are ending. It's the perfect time. We've been waiting for this day, but really, I guess we didn't even need to wait that long. If we thought this through, we could have just gone to your grandfather in the first place and asked him to take care of you. It would have been so much simpler.
Wait, what? I don't understand. What are you talking about?
I swear, it's honestly exhausting. Not only is your body defective, but your mind isn't all there either, is it? How could someone be so dense? It's like you have zero understanding of what's happening around you. You're completely clueless. You know, you're just like your grandfather. The two of you have so much in common.
I know you don't like Grandpa. That much is clear to me. But it's not fair to talk about him like that. My leg issues are my own burden to carry, and I understand that they might cause you problems. I know I've been treated like a burden because of it, and that's something I have to accept. But Grandpa didn't do anything to deserve that kind of treatment from you, did he? He has nothing to do with my situation.
Oh, spare me the righteous speech. It's honestly pathetic, this little act you put on, pretending to be so kind and sympathetic. Well, if you love your grandfather so much, then this is actually a perfect arrangement for everyone, don't you think? Now we can finally leave you behind with a clear conscience, knowing you'll be with someone you supposedly care about. You can live with him, and we'll finally be able to move forward and enjoy life.
Leave me behind? What do you mean?
It's exactly what it sounds like. Our family isn't coming back. We're not going to include you in our lives anymore. That tiny, shabby little apartment you're staying in? We're canceling the lease, so you'll need to find somewhere else to live. And don't expect us to keep paying the rent either. It's time you took responsibility for yourself. You're practically a high school student now, so go find a job or figure out a way to support yourself. It's all on you from now on.
So, you mean you, Dad, and Amy aren't coming back? You're leaving me behind?
Exactly. We don't need to keep carrying the weight of a defective, wheelchair-bound child like you. We're moving on and getting rid of the baggage. And don't worry, I've already spoken to your grandfather, and he agreed to take you in. So now you and he can live together, just the two of you. You can be as close as you want.
This is so cruel. Leaving me? Are you really saying you're abandoning me? That I'm no longer part of this family?
Exactly. Honestly, you're such a slow kid, it's frustrating. Of course, I understand that being abandoned by your family might make you feel sad. But if you don't like it, then try standing up and walking on your own 2 feet. Stop dragging us down with your issues.
It's not like I don't want to walk. I want to walk more than anything. You don't know how much I've wished for that, how many nights I've spent hoping and dreaming that one day I'd be able to stand on my own.
Oh, please. I'm so tired of this tragic heroine act you keep putting on. We're no longer your family, so don't call us, don't reach out, don't expect anything from us. Honestly, it's probably better this way. You and your grandfather are both basically useless. He's old, and he can barely look after himself, and you're just a burden in that wheelchair, so you won't be any help to him either. It's fitting, really, that the two of you should try to survive together. Just the two of you. You're both useless. Ever since your grandmother passed away, we haven't even seen him. For all we know, he's lost his mind by now. Best of luck to both of you.
I can't believe this. You're just throwing me onto Grandpa even though I know I'll be a burden for him too. This will be so hard on him and I feel so terrible about it.
Well, if you feel so bad, then why don't you just stop relying on him? Just go live on your own without anyone's help. Whatever you choose to do, it's not our problem anymore. I'm not going to take care of you or him, so both of you will just have to fend for yourselves. Figure it out yourselves. I couldn't care less.
I see. I understand now.
Good. Now that we're clear, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Brittany, I got a message from your mother. Is it true what she said?
Grandpa, yeah. She told me she was going to contact you. So she really did reach out to you.
Hey, are you alright? What's going on? This came out of nowhere. I mean, I know that she had been treating you poorly all along. It was something that had always bothered me, and I was always worried about you because of it. But if you're in a wheelchair, I know it hasn't been easy for you to come visit me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Grandpa. I've been wanting to see you, but it's been hard for me to travel, especially since I can't go anywhere on my own.
It's alright. You don't need to apologize for that. I just want you to know that I've always been ready to help you if you ever needed me. I'm here for you.
Thank you, Grandpa. I didn't know you felt that way.
But how did things come to this?
Because I'm defective. My family told me they didn't need a defective product. They've never loved me because I wasn't born perfectly healthy. That's all there is to it, Grandpa.
Defective product, huh? They'll regret saying that, just you watch. Brittany, you're a kind of good-hearted girl. Even after being treated so poorly by your family, you endured it all and kept living with strength. I even heard from your mother that you told her you didn't want to be a burden on me. She told me that you didn't want to come to stay with me because you didn't want to inconvenience me. And what was her response? She said, do whatever you want, and just left it at that, didn't she?
Yes, that's exactly what she said.
She really thinks of me as nothing more than a fool she can just pass her responsibilities on to, doesn't she? She didn't even bother to wait for my response. She just dumped everything on me and told me to take care of it and then vanished. Said something about severing ties with us completely. I think she actually means it this time. But honestly, if that's the case, I actually feel better this way.
Grandpa, it's okay. I've already made up my mind. I'll find a place to stay on my own and I'll get a job to support myself. You don't need to worry about me. Just hearing your voice, just having you reach out to me has been enough to make me feel like I can do this.
Are you sure about that? I mean, realistically, with your situation, finding a job might be difficult. You're still so young and life is tough, even for people without the kind of challenges you face. Being a junior high school graduate in a wheelchair. I just worry about what kind of work you'd be able to find.
I don't know yet. I haven't figured out all the details, but I have to try.
You're a determined one, that's for sure. That's a quality I really admire in you, Brittany. And you're bright, too. I know that you've been working hard in school. You've been using all the energy you can't spend on physical activities and channeling it into your studies. You're a smart young woman.
But how did you know that, Grandpa?
Don't you remember? It was when you were still in elementary school. You got sick once and had a fever. It was during school vacation and your family had planned a trip. They left you behind, didn't they? They left a sick child alone at home so they could go on a family vacation. But I came to look after you, didn't I? Do you remember that?
Of course I remember, Grandpa. How could I forget? You have no idea how grateful I was. I felt so alone back then, and with that fever, I was so scared.
Well, I couldn't have left my granddaughter to suffer alone, could I?
Yeah, at the time my mom used to say that since I was in a wheelchair, it was hard to bring me along for family trips, and that's why I always had to stay behind. But that time, I never expected to fall sick on top of it. It was just one more reminder of how different I was and how I always was left out.
One day, Brittany, you'll be able to go anywhere you want on your own. Right now, you're still young, so it's natural to feel restricted. But remember, there's a world out there waiting for you.
Thank you. But back then, Grandma was also in the hospital, right? You were already dealing with so much. You didn't have to come take care of me. I wasn't the one who you should have been worrying about.
That didn't matter to me. You're my precious granddaughter, and that wasn't going to change that because things were difficult. That's why I came to take care of you. And then as soon as you felt better, you started studying again and proudly showed me what you were working on. You even told me about the good grades you were getting. You were so eager to share all the things you were learning in school. Do you remember?
Yes, I remember that. Back then, no matter how much I studied or how well I did on my test, it always felt like it wasn't enough. My mom used to say that since I wasn't able to play sports or do anything physically active, it was only natural that I would focus on my studies. She told me that if I didn't get good grades, I'd have no value. That if I couldn't even do well in school, then there was no reason for me to be around. So when I got good scores, I thought maybe she'd finally be proud of me, but she never praised me for it. But then you praised me so much, Grandpa. I think I was just so happy to hear it that I ended up telling you everything.
Of course I did. It's exactly how it should be. Kids deserve to be praised when they accomplish something. You work so hard, Brittany. You deserve every bit of recognition for that effort.
Grandpa, thank you. Because of how much you praised me back then, I kept working hard. I was determined to keep getting good grades, and it actually became something I enjoyed. In junior high, I kept my grades at the top of the class, all because I wanted to make you proud. I thought that one day, if I could grow up to be someone important, you'd be proud of me again. That thought kept me going. But I guess now I won't go to high school. I'm sorry, Grandpa. It feels like I've let you down.
Hey now, none of that. You're not letting anyone down. Leave it to me. I'll make sure you get to go to high school. Come stay with me. You can live here, study here, and become whoever you want to be. I'll be right here to help you.
What? But I can't. I can't let you take care of me, Grandpa. You've already raised your family and done your duty. You shouldn't have to raise someone all over again.
And who says I'm done raising family, huh? Your mother, well, she wasn't exactly a saint either. She was stubborn and headstrong, always doing whatever she pleased. She even ran off of a guy when she was young and never came back to visit us. Only when she needed something would she reach out. She knew I loved my grandchildren and took advantage of that. Probably figured she could just dump you on me and be done with it. But the truth is, Brittany, you're the only grandchild I've ever cared about. Your sister, she's just like your mother. She doesn't show gratitude to anyone, and she's selfish. I know her well enough to say that.
I never knew you felt this way, Grandpa.
You don't need to worry about anything. I'll take care of everything. Things are going to work out. And those people who threw you away, they'll regret it someday. I'll make sure of that. But don't let that concern you. Just come here, Brittany. I believe in you. I know you're going to be just fine.
Grandpa, are you sure it's really all right?
Of course. A man keeps his word, after all. So hurry up. Pack your things and come stay with me. But I want you to make me a promise, alright? Once you're in high school, I want you to study hard and enjoy your life to the fullest. Whatever you couldn't experience up until now, I want you to go after it. I want you to find happiness, and I'll be right here cheering you on.
I promise, Grandpa, I'll do my best. I'll work hard, and I'll live my life the way you want me to. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful.
That's my girl. Now go get ready. I'll see you soon, Brittany.
Okay, Grandpa. I'm coming home.
Brittany, you're amazing. I can't believe you live in the top floor of such a fancy tower apartment. It's me, your mother. Your sister and father are here too. So let us in right now. Wow, the security here is incredible. There's someone at the front desk too. This is just amazing. Can you believe it? You've done so well for yourself, sweetheart.
Who are you? What are you talking about? I don't recognize your number. And it sounds like someone keeps trying to ring my room.
Huh? What are you saying? Of course, it's me, your mother. All your family is here. We've decided that we want to live with you from now on. So open the door this instant. I mean, we've traveled all this way, and it's about time you let us in. We have a lot to talk about. It's been too long.
What are you talking about? If you keep making noise like this, I'll call the police. Do you really think I want you here? You left me, remember? You walked away from our family without a second thought.
Excuse me? How can you act like this when your mother has come to visit you after so long? What a terrible attitude you have. You used to be so sweet as a child. We've missed you. I've missed you. Your father is here too, and he's worried sick about you. You must understand how much we care.
Parents? I don't have parents. The only family I have is my grandfather. He raised me, not you. So please leave right now. You don't belong here. Your place is far away from me, and I intend to keep it that way.
Oh dear, I see. So you've become bitter, huh? Are you sulking because your sister was always favored? Is that why you're acting like this? It's been over 15 years since I last saw you, after all. But I always knew you would excel academically. If I kept my distance, you would surely become successful. You can't deny the truth of it.
What are you talking about? Please spare me your life story. I'm not interested in hearing about it. And why are you here now, of all times? If you have something to say to me, just say it. I have no business with you, and I certainly don't owe you anything.
Why would you say something like that? We've finally come to acknowledge you. Look at how successful you are living in such a nice place. I guess it was worth it to kick you out and leave you in the cold. You've become successful thanks to us, haven't you? You've gotten yourself a great job and a lovely home, and it's all because of the way we raised you.
That's absolutely not true. I don't know what you've been doing for the past 15 years, but you've never contacted me. You are no longer part of my life. I've severed all ties with you, so there's no reason for us to talk. Please just go home and leave me alone. I've moved on and you should too.
What? Don't act so high and mighty. You live in such a nice tower apartment, so you must have money to spare, right? You probably have extra space in your place too. Come on, why don't you let us live with you? It would be perfect. We could all help each other out and be a family again. You'd love having us around.
There's no way I'm letting you live with me. I'm telling you to go home. My life is just fine without you. I've worked hard to build it up, and I'm not about to let you come in and mess it up again.
But it's really amazing. When I heard you were living in a tower apartment, I was genuinely surprised. I never thought you would be the one to do that. You must have gone through a lot, huh? Were you stuck with that old senile man? I guess that's why you finally moved on and are living your life now.
Old senile man? Are you talking about my grandfather? What do you know about him? You have no idea how much he has done for me while you were gone.
Of course. You've really done well for yourself. So, has your grandpa passed away already? You're living in the tower apartment all by yourself, right? I heard the neighbors talking about it. You must be all alone. How sad.
Oh, I see. So you've been eavesdropping. Then you didn't hear what I'm living here. Didn't the neighbors mention that I'm living here because I've worked for it?
Well, you can tell me all about it now, can't you? I've heard you've been on TV or something. The neighbors were shocked when they found out. You've really accomplished something great. Though maybe your being in a wheelchair just added to the drama. You're such an inspiration, Brittany.
Anyway, I have nothing to do with you, so please leave. You're just trying to make a story out of my life. What I do and how I live are my business and nobody else's. You don't just get to barge into my life and act like you care.
Can't you at least share some old stories? We are blood relatives, after all. I think it would be nice to hear a story about Grandpa's last days. Surely he's told you something about our family.
My grandfather is happily traveling abroad. He's been exploring new places and finding himself again. Something you wouldn't know anything about, I'm sure.
What? Is that old man still healthy and traveling? Are you incredibly lucky or what? I mean, how does your body still function so well? Maybe he took really good care of himself after all. Maybe that's why he seems so much better than you.
No, my grandpa's in far better health compared to other people his age. He goes to the gym every day. He takes pride in staying fit and active, something that I admire deeply. He's not just sitting around like a lump waiting to die.
Huh? The gym? Whose grandpa are you talking about? That old senile man who can't even cook is going to the gym? I thought he couldn't even lift a spoon without help.
You're completely mistaken. You don't seem to know anything, so let me educate you. My grandfather has become quite the cook. He has developed a passion for cooking, traveling abroad to learn about ingredients, and creating delicious dishes. He's become a bit of a foodie, and he loves sharing his culinary adventures with me.
Huh? What are you talking about? Is the grandfather you're describing really my father? Because the man I remember was always too busy complaining about everything to cook.
Yes, it's Grandpa Dennis. He's grown and changed, and I'm proud to be his granddaughter. You wouldn't understand having distanced yourself from our family.
He used to just eat whatever my mother cooked and couldn't cook anything himself. He never even tried. What are you even talking about?
That was only because he loved Grandma's cooking. When Grandma got sick and couldn't cook anymore, he fell into a deep depression. You wouldn't know about that, would you? It was a difficult time for him. He realized he had to change, to take charge of his own life, so he learned to cook for himself. It was a huge step for him, and he really dedicated himself to it.
Oh, was that the case? Well, he reaped what he sowed, didn't he? He never learned to do anything for himself. You have to know how to take care of yourself in this world, after all.
Grandpa worked really hard, and Grandma was a dedicated housewife. They had a loving relationship, but you wouldn't understand that since you ran off without a word. You abandoned your family and thought only of yourself, so don't pretend you have a clue about our lives.
It's not something I care about anyway. You can take your little stories and shove them. I don't want to hear about your adventures with that old man. And I certainly don't want to hear about how he's become some culinary master while I've been here struggling.
Do you remember? You left me home alone when I caught a cold and went on vacation. You made Grandpa take care of me. I was just a kid. I had no one else.
Oh, maybe I remember something like that. So what? It doesn't matter anymore. You're not a little girl anymore. You're an adult. You should be taking care of yourself by now.
He made me soup while you were off having the time of your life. But of course, you wouldn't remember that, would you? The one who made sure I stayed healthy and got back to school was Grandpa. He's the one who stood by my side.
Did I really? Well, you can't blame me. It's not my fault you caught a cold. What was I supposed to do? I had my life to live too. So stop blaming me for everything.
You don't get to just forget how you hurt me. You've hurt me so many times it's hard to count. Every time I thought you might reach out, you vanished again. You might have abandoned me as a child, but now I'm an adult, and I refuse to let you back in.
So what? Are you saying I should live my life just for you? I did what I thought was right at the time. Just because you made a mess of your life doesn't mean I owe you anything. It's about time you take responsibility for your choices.
What choice do you think I made? You left me with that old man who didn't know how to care for me. I had no idea how to survive on my own. I did what I could to survive.
You think I just abandoned you? But I was always waiting for you to come back. Don't act like you've been some victim.
You took your chances and left, and that's what happened. It was your choice. I'm done talking about it. It's your life, not mine. I'm not here to save you. I'm not responsible for you.
How can you say that? You're my daughter. We're family. Family looks out for one another. But here you are showing me just how little you care about your own blood. I can't believe this is happening.
You're the one who's out of touch with reality. You don't understand how I've had to make my own way in the world. I've had to work harder than anyone else to survive. I don't owe you any loyalty. I built my life from the ground up, and I did it without you. You're just someone who wants to bring me down.
I'm not trying to bring you down. I just want to be part of your life. Why is that so wrong? We're family. You should want to share your successes with your family. Don't you want to be part of a family again?
You think it's that simple? You left me behind without a thought. You can't just come back and expect everything to be fine. This isn't a fairy tale. I've worked hard for everything I have. I refuse to let you come in and ruin it all.
I never thought I'd ruin anything. I thought I could help. I just wanted to come here and see you. Can't we just start over? Let me help you. We can help each other. I'm sure you're lonely in this big place.
I'm not lonely. I've built a good life for myself, one that doesn't involve you. I have my friends, my career, and my own interest. I don't need you to fix anything. My life is exactly how I want it to be, and I won't let you disrupt that.
I can't believe how selfish you are. You're acting like you're the only one who matters. But look around. You're alone in your tower. It's only a matter of time before you realize that having family around is what you need. You can't keep shutting us out.
I'll take being alone over being around people like you any day. Your family has done nothing but make me feel unwanted. You have no idea how hard I fought to escape the life you left me with. I can't believe you would even try to convince me otherwise.
You're wrong. We've always loved you. Just because I made mistakes doesn't mean I don't care. We're family, and that should mean something. You can't just cut us out like that.
Stop pretending you care. You don't know what love is. You abandoned me when I needed you the most. You can't just waltz back into my life and act like everything is okay. I refuse to let you manipulate me like that again.
I'm not trying to manipulate you. I'm just trying to reach out. It's been so long since we've been together, and I thought we could rebuild what we lost. I want us to be a family again. Isn't that worth fighting for?
No, it's not worth it. Not when it means reopening old wounds. You hurt me then, and I refuse to let you do it again. You don't get to decide how I feel. I've moved on, and I'm happier without you in my life.
I can't believe you. What if I said I need you in my life? You can't just turn me away. We're family, Brittany. You can't act like I don't matter.
You don't matter to me. I don't need you in my life. I've made my own family, and they mean more to me than you ever could. Stop pretending like you have any claim over me. I owe you nothing.
So that's it. You're just going to shut me out like I'm nothing. Is that what family means to you? You've turned your back on us. You're selfish. You don't even care about how we feel.
Selfish? I've spent years trying to escape your toxic grasp. You have no idea what it's been like to rebuild my life from scratch. You don't get to come back into my life like this and act like I owe you anything. You don't deserve a place in my life anymore.
I don't believe this. What happened to you? You used to be so sweet and kind. This anger isn't who you are. I know you still care. Deep down, you must still love your family.
Love? I've learned to love myself. That's all I need. You have no idea what I've been through. I've spent so much time healing from the past, and now you want to tear it all apart? I won't let you. I refuse.
So what happens now? You're just going to ignore me forever? You think that's the answer? Family's about supporting one another. I'm here to help you, but you're too blind to see it.
I don't need your help. I've worked hard to get where I am. I don't want you or anyone else coming in and ruining everything. If you can't respect my boundaries, then I want nothing to do with you.
Why are you being so stubborn? Can't you just listen for once? This is your family. We love you. But you're too caught up in your anger to see that. You're pushing us away.
You never listened to me before. What makes you think I'll listen to you now? You're not the same person you used to be, and neither am I. So please, just go back to your life and leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Leave. Just leave. I don't want you in my life. You're nothing to me now. You made your choices, and I'm making mine. Don't come back. The family that continued to whine and complain about needing help had, it seems, been escorted out by security. They made a scene, trying to express their grievances even after being removed, which eventually escalated into a situation requiring police involvement. I communicated clearly that I had no connection to their troubles and that I was stepping away from the matter entirely. It appeared they had returned to a life of homelessness, but just moments before hearing about their situation, I was thinking that I hoped they were suffering terribly, perhaps even experiencing the depths of despair that come with their choices. Thus, discovering that they had fallen into a pitiful state only filled me with a sense of satisfaction and relief. When I shared the story with my grandfather, he looked at me with a knowing expression and said, "See, I told you that you can go anywhere in your own power." His words were a reaffirmation of my strength and independence, and he praised my current situation, which I greatly appreciated. In that moment, I felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude toward him. His belief in my abilities has always been a guiding force in my life, and I realized that I wanted to express my appreciation to him more deeply. Despite my circumstances, I use a wheelchair now. I begin to think about the possibility of challenging myself by traveling abroad. Looking back at the family saga, it amazes me how they persisted in their sense of entitlement. Their continual whining about their situation revealed a profound disconnect from the reality of personal responsibility. It seemed as though they operated under the belief that the world owed them something, and when those expectations were not met, their response was one of anger and frustration rather than reflection and growth. They seemed to embody the worst aspects of victimhood, refusing to acknowledge the consequences of their actions or the situation they had created for themselves. Their unwillingness to accept reality had only deepened their misfortunes. This experience has only reinforced my belief in the power of hard work, determination, and resilience. Every encounter with individuals like this family strengthens my resolve to keep pushing myself, despite the limitations I face due to my disability. Their downfall stands as a stark contrast to my own journey, which has been one of personal growth and empowerment. Watching them struggle serves as a reminder that life's challenges can be overwhelming, but our response to those challenges defines our character and our future. My grandfather has always been a wellspring of wisdom and support. He has navigated his share of life's challenges and has imparted invaluable lessons along the way. Each time I reflect on the struggles I face, I am reminded that I possess the tools necessary to overcome them. His encouraging words echo in my mind, reminding me that I can harness my inner strength, regardless of my physical limitations. The mere thought of traveling to distant lands, experiencing new cultures, and meeting diverse individuals fills me with excitement and anticipation. It's not just about the act of traveling, it's about proving to myself that I can still live a rich, fulfilling life despite the hurdles I face. The prospect of exploration holds incredible promise. There are countless places to discover, each with its own stories waiting to be unearthed. I yearn to immerse myself in new environments, indulge in different cuisines, and engage with people whose lives may be vastly different from my own. This desire for exploration is not merely escapism, it's a path toward growth and understanding. Each journey presents a unique opportunity to learn more about myself and the world around me. As I contemplate the idea of traveling, I know I must prepare myself both physically and mentally. The world can be a daunting place, especially for someone with a disability. However, I am learning that by being proactive and strategic in my planning, I can navigate any obstacles that come my way. I want to research accessible travel options, seek out destinations that cater to my needs, and connect with others who have embarked on similar journeys. This proactive approach will empower me, allowing me to approach travel with the confidence that I can overcome any challenges I may encounter. Moreover, the support of my grandfather is an invaluable asset. His unwavering encouragement has always pushed me to pursue my dreams, and his faith in my capabilities is a powerful motivator. I envision sharing my adventures with him, showing him that I've taken his lessons to heart and applied them in my life. His pride in my achievements will only serve to fuel my determination to keep moving forward. Every time I think about setting out on this journey, a mix of excitement and apprehension washes over me. This is a natural response to the thought of stepping into the unknown, but I remind myself that every great adventure begins with a leap of faith. The challenges I faced in life have equipped me with the resilience necessary to embrace uncertainty. This journey isn't solely about exploring new places, it's about proving to myself that I can overcome any hurdle that stands in my path. As I begin to envision my travels, I can't help but think about the people I will meet along the way. Each encounter has the potential to alter perspectives and broaden horizons. I look forward to hearing their stories, understanding their struggles, and sharing my own experiences. There's something profoundly human about connecting with others, and it serves as a reminder that despite our differences, we all share similar aspirations, dreams, and fears. In preparation for this journey, I recognize the importance of not only physical readiness, but also mental fortitude. Traveling can be daunting, particularly for someone like me. However, by equipping myself with knowledge and a positive mindset, I can tackle any challenges that come my way. I want to thoroughly research accessible travel options and destinations, ensuring that I can move freely and comfortably. And by taking these steps, I'll be able to embrace my journey with confidence and excitement. Additionally, the prospect of sharing my experiences with my grandfather fills me with joy. His belief in me has always motivated me to pursue my passions. I want him to see that I am capable of achieving great things, even in the face of adversity. Sharing my adventures with him will not only deepen our bond, but also serve as a testament to the strength of his support throughout my life. As I reflect on the family's plight, it serves as a sobering reminder of the dangers of entitlement and inaction. Their downfall reinforces my commitment to living a life of purpose and resilience. I refuse to fall into the same traps that ensnared them. I will not squander my opportunities, nor allow my circumstances to define my life choices. Instead, I choose to take control, be proactive, and approach life with a sense of gratitude for every moment. Life is too precious to waste on complaints and blame. Instead, I choose to be an agent of change in my own life, crafting a narrative that is filled with purpose and passion. With each passing day, I am reminded that my journey is not just about overcoming obstacles, but also about embracing the beauty of life and the opportunities that come with it. As I close this chapter and prepare for the next, I feel an overwhelming sense of optimism about what lies ahead. The thought of traveling, of experiencing life to its fullest, excites me. I want to savor every moment, create memories that will last a lifetime, and learn from every experience. With my grandfather's encouragement and the lessons I've absorbed, I'm ready to embrace this new chapter in my life.
Hey, how much are you getting from the inheritance?
What?
I mean, your dad's inheritance. As the head of such a big company, he must have left behind a significant amount, right?
Are you serious? We're in the middle of the funeral. Don't you think it's disrespectful to talk about that right now?
Come on, he's already gone. So why would it be disrespectful? It's not like I'd have asked about it while he was alive. That'd make it seem like I was only after his money, right?
I really don't understand how you can be so casual about this. You, of all people, should know everything he did for you. So stop disrespecting him like this.
Look, he's already gone, so saying he did a lot for me doesn't mean anything now. Can't you understand that?
Just stop it, okay? I want to focus on being next to my father right now.
Why? Just tell me how much you're getting from the inheritance. I visited him at the hospital too, didn't I? I did my part in looking after him. And didn't he like me quite a lot?
Yes, he did think highly of you. But if he knew you were only interested in his inheritance, don't you think he'd be heartbroken, even up there in heaven? Imagine how much sadness he'd feel, seeing his daughter's husband only caring about his money.
I'm only asking how much the inheritance is. I held off asking this whole time, didn't I? So just tell me already.
At this time? Wait, are you telling me that's what you've been after with me this whole time?
Just tell me. There's a car I want to buy. I need to put a down payment on it before someone else gets it.
You know what? I won't be receiving anything. I'm sorry, but I'm actually just a stepchild, so my share is 0.
Wait a second. What do you mean by that?
I told you, I'm my late mother's child from her previous marriage. I have no right to an inheritance from my stepfather. Not that I was ever expecting to get anything in the first place.
You're a stepchild? Wait, hold on. Are you serious? So you're really getting nothing from him?
Yes, I never wanted it to begin with.
Are you kidding me? I want that inheritance. How am I supposed to buy that luxury car now? How am I supposed to get it?
Why don't you buy it with your own money
And stop shouting already. You're not even a family member.
What the hell are you talking about, not a family member? Do you even know why I married a boring woman like you in the first place?
What?
Your father's inheritance. And now I found out that because you're a stepchild, you're getting absolutely nothing? I married an old lady for this? What a waste. You're worthless to me now. Just get out.
Get out? This is a funeral home, you know. You don't have the right to tell me to leave.
I don't care about rights. I'm telling you to get out. If there's no inheritance for you, then you're useless to me. Since you're a stepchild and get nothing, what about your sister?
My sister is his biological daughter, so...
And that means she'll be getting something, right? She's the one I need to talk to. You, on the other hand, can just go home.
Stop it. Don't ruin this funeral. Can't you just act with some decency for once? And don't bring my sister into this. She doesn't deserve any of this chaos.
Shut up! Stop whining already. Just go home. Otherwise, I'll use force if I have to. And it won't be just you. I'll turn this entire funeral into a circus.
Please stop. There's no point in causing trouble here. There's no need to bother innocent people who have nothing to do with this, is there?
Innocent people? All your stupid relatives are involved in this. They're all responsible. You're all joking if you think I won't get that inheritance.
Fine. If I leave, will you calm down? I'll go if that's what you want. Just please calm down.
Yeah, you're the biggest annoyance here. You've ruined my life. Don't ever show your face to me again.
Are you sure you won't regret this?
Regret? No way. I only regret marrying you, that's all. One way or another, I'll get my hands on that inheritance. I didn't go through all the trouble of marrying a woman way older than me just to walk away empty-handed.
Older? I had no idea you could be this horrible. Hey, Skipper's been messaging me nonstop. It's seriously getting on my nerves. What's his deal? Did something happen that I don't know about? Already? I'm really sorry about that, Avery. He keeps talking about inheritance of all things. Isn't that disturbing? Who even brings that up at a funeral? It feels completely out of place, like he doesn't even realize where he is. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like he married me solely because he thought he'd gain access to my dad's inheritance. Looking back, there were definitely times that made me feel something was a bit off, like he was prioritizing the wrong things. But I never imagined he'd be so rotten, let alone it would come to this. So he didn't even know that you aren't your dad's biological child? He went into this whole marriage without knowing? That's right, I never brought it up. It just didn't seem relevant before, and he probably tried not to get too involved in any family talk on purpose, just so I wouldn't catch on to his intentions. And he'd been carefully waiting for this moment, I guess, counting down to this day, only for it to backfire on him when he found out I don't have the right to inherit anything. Now that he's aware there's no money coming my way, it seems he's completely losing it. Wow, that's so selfish of him. He's really just after money then, with zero consideration for anything else. Anyway, where are you right now? Did you manage to get away? He wouldn't stop yelling at me to leave the funeral hall. It got so bad that it seemed like he was ready to make a huge scene if I didn't. So for now, I've stepped outside, just to avoid him turning everything into a mess right in front of everyone. Well, if he's acting like that, it's probably a good idea to steer clear for now. He's obviously on edge and not thinking straight. It's fine. Besides, the funeral's almost over anyway, so why don't you go on home first? I'll stay here and take care of everything that needs wrapping up. Don't worry about it. But what are you going to do about Skipper? He doesn't sound like he'll leave you alone. Oh, as for him? Don't worry, I'll handle that too. I'll have a little talk with him and get him to leave. Trust me on this, all right? All right. I'm sorry to trouble you with all of this, and thank you, really. Hey, don't mention it. It's the least I can do. But still, I can't believe the situation. Your dad just passed, and now you can't even get a proper chance to say goodbye because of that man. I'm sure your dad is looking down from heaven, and when he sees what Skipper's trying to do, he won't let him get away with it. Karma's coming, one way or another. First, I lose my father, and now my husband shows his true colors, turning into someone completely different. This is way more than I can handle.
Hey, what the hell is going on here? Seriously? I saw it on TV. You're the heir to Yamada Trading? What does that even mean?
You saw it, so I assume you understand. My father passed away, and I'm stepping in as the next president of the company. That's all there is to it.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Why didn't you tell me any of this?
It wasn't decided yet, so I didn't tell anyone. But my father's will named me as a successor. I'm going to honor his wishes. And considering we're getting divorced, this doesn't concern you.
Hold on a second. If you're the heir to Yamada Trading, then this changes everything. We need to cancel the divorce. I mean, wouldn't that be better for you too?
Oh, now you want to say this? You're so selfish. The only reason you married me in the first place was to get a hold of my father's inheritance. Isn't that right?
No, it wasn't like that. Look, I just lost my cool and said things I didn't mean. But come on, I would never actually think that way. I love you, all right? I swear it.
Don't insult me. If you truly loved me, you wouldn't have done what you did. Even yesterday, after I left, you went and caused trouble for my sister too, didn't you?
Trouble? I wasn't causing trouble. She's the one who said she'd share the inheritance with me.
What?
Come on, I was there for your father. I visited him in the hospital, didn't I? And I even brought him expensive gifts. I have just as much rights as some of the inheritance.
So you're telling me that my sister really said she'd split the inheritance with you?
Yeah, she did. That's why she didn't put up a fuss yesterday. Then this morning I turned on the TV and see they were talking about how the president of Yamada Trading had passed away.
And that's how you found out I'd be succeeding him, huh? Whatever the case may be, I've already made up my mind to go through with the divorce.
Don't be ridiculous. Come on, it's fine now, right? We can just start over, can't we?
If my sister's going to share the inheritance with you, then you don't have any reason to stick around. So stop coming near me.
Listen, I have a dream, all right? I want to help people who are less fortunate all around the world. I want to bring happiness to those who need it most. With a company as big as Yamada Trading, I think I could actually make that dream come true.
So, what are you trying to say?
I'm saying, let me be a part of Yamada Trading as an executive. That way, I'll be closer to making my dreams a reality. I want to bring joy around the world. I want to work towards world peace. It's my true dream.
How shameless can you be? All you really want is a handout because my father's inheritance isn't coming to you the way you'd hoped. Just yesterday, you were having a tantrum, calling me a useless old hag who wasn't good for anything.
I know, I regret that. I wasn't myself at that moment, I promise. But look, don't you think it's actually a good thing for Yamada Trading to get involved in charitable causes? It would improve the company's public image, and it might even help attract more business.
Oh, really? Don't you think my father would have already considered that? Here's a wake-up call for you. He did. My father was deeply committed to charitable work while he was alive. Yamada Trading is so well known for its charity work that it's practically part of its brand image now. He even spent his own time volunteering. You say you're serious about world peace, but you didn't even know this about my father?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, wait, no. I did know that. It's just now that your father has passed, someone else has to take over.
Why are you still trying to act like this? It's pitiful. No matter how you try to dress it up, what you did at the funeral isn't going to disappear. Every single one of my family members saw it, and none of them trust you anymore. Whatever respect you managed to earn from my father is completely gone.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying you told the entire family about what happened yesterday?
Of course I did. I don't owe you anything. Thanks to your little outburst, all the time and effort you spent trying to win over my father was completely wasted.
You arrogant piece of... How dare you talk to me like this? Just get back together with me already.
Absolutely not. No matter what you say, I've made my decision. And frankly, no one's on your side anymore.
Oh, that's not true. Your sister promised she'd split the inheritance with me, remember? She's reasonable, unlike you. It's clear she's truly her father's daughter. She's nothing like you, the illegitimate one.
Is that supposed to be an insult?
No, I'm just stating the facts. Anyway, once I get the inheritance, I'll start making plans from here. I'll get you to reconsider this divorce. I'm not giving up that easily.
Fine. Do whatever you want.
Hey, about what happened yesterday. Can I come by now to collect my share?
Huh? Are you talking about the inheritance?
Of course! You're going to give me a share, right? That's why I left quietly yesterday. I didn't expect you to keep your promise.
Of course, I'll keep my promise. You've come to see my father in the hospital after all.
Yeah, of course I did. Your dad really liked me. He probably recognized me as well. So, just give me the amount that reflects that. I'm counting on you.
The amount that reflects your contributions, huh? Sure, I can do that. So, how should I hand it over?
I'll come over now. Your relatives are still there, right? It seems like there are some bad rumors about me going around, so I need your help to clear that up. Vivian did something unnecessary, it seems.
Okay, then I'll introduce you to my relatives.
That would really help. It's good to see that we can communicate well. You're truly the daughter of the president of Yamada Trading after all. Just like I expected. It's nice to know we're on the same page.
Right? I want to ensure everything goes smoothly. It's important that everyone sees you in a good light, especially after all the misunderstandings that have happened.
Exactly. I appreciate you looking out for me. After all, we need to keep our relationship strong. This inheritance can mean a lot for both of us.
I understand. It's not just about the money. It's about our connection and how we can support each other moving forward. Let's make sure everything is handled professionally.
Definitely. I trust you to help me navigate this situation. With your support, I think we can turn things around.
Good. Let's get this sorted out. I'm glad we're working together on this.
Hey! What was that all about? You said you'd share the inheritance with me, right?
I did share it, didn't I?
$15? Are you serious? That's just insulting. You gotta be kidding me. Give me more.
But you said you wanted an appropriate amount, didn't you? So that's what I gave you, an appropriate amount. Honestly, $15 is more than enough. You should be thanking me for that.
How can you even justify giving me just $15? I want a reasonable explanation for this. Otherwise...
Otherwise what? You're going to try and intimidate me? Just like you did when you backed down in front of the relatives yesterday? You only came to visit my father twice while he was in the hospital. So, that's how I calculated the transportation cost. $7 for a round trip twice. I even added a little extra just to be nice.
You're insulting me.
You're the one acting like a big shot after just 2 visits. That's what's really ridiculous.
But I had a good relationship with him long before he got sick. But wait, is there no will?
What?
There must be a will that includes my name. Even if it's not about the inheritance, I should at least get something. After all, I was trusted by your father.
Your name is not on the will. If it was, believe me, I would have let you know.
No way! You're all just hiding the fact that my name is there. You're a bunch of cowards. All of you related to Yamada Corporation. I might as well report you all.
Go ahead and do what you want. But just so you know, my father didn't like you at all.
What?
He thought you were a shallow man. He was worried about Vivian. You probably don't even know that. That's why I kept a close eye on Vivian. I didn't trust you, and I figured it was better to be safe than sorry.
No, it can't be right. He told me all sorts of things.
It's easy to pretend to get along without stepping on anyone's toes, you know. My father was a genuine businessman. The fact that your name isn't in the will is the best proof of that. If you think I'm lying, I can call a lawyer to confirm it for you.
So you're saying you're all just a family of liars?
Huh?
Exactly. You've just been playing my emotions, making me think there was something there. You guys are nothing but dirty thieves, hoarding the inheritance for yourselves. I'm going to post about this online.
Is that all you can do? If you're feeling brave, why don't you come over and confront us in person?
Huh, there's no need for that. I'll make sure you all are ruined. Just you wait.
So, you can only act tough with women, huh? How impressive. Well then, good luck with your plan to destroy us.
You bastard! You have to understand, this isn't just about money. It's about respect. I thought I meant something to your family. I thought I was trusted and valued, not just some random outsider looking for a handout.
What did you expect? You've always been on the outside looking in. You think 2 visits to the hospital make you a member of the family? It doesn't work that way.
But I was there for your father when he needed help. I stood by him. That should count for something.
You were there for him, yes, but don't you see? It wasn't just about being physically present. It was about genuine love and commitment, something you clearly lack. You're just trying to cash in on a relationship that wasn't what you thought it was.
You have no idea what I've done for him, the support I provided, the comfort I gave him during his worst days. That meant something to him, even if you can't see it.
No, all you see is a potential for profit. You can't hide that from me. It's painfully obvious. And you know what? This attitude of entitlement is why you'll never get anything from my family.
How dare you? Think you could just dismiss me like that? I'll make sure everyone knows what kind of family you really are.
Go ahead. No one is going to believe your lies. They know you for what you really are. A leech trying to drain the last bit of goodwill from my father's memory.
You're going to regret this, I swear. You'll pay for underestimating me.
You're really going to threaten me now? That's rich. You should learn how to deal with your own emotions instead of trying to lash out at me. You're just making yourself look pathetic.
I'm not done with this. You think you won? I'll fight back, and I'll make sure everyone knows the truth about your so-called generosity.
Good luck with that. I'll be here, living my life while you waste yours plotting revenge. You're only digging your own grave.
You haven't seen the last of me. I'll prove to everyone that you're just a bunch of frauds.
And then bring it on. I'm ready for whatever you've got. Just know that this isn't the end. This is just the beginning, and I won't back down.
Hey, please, I'm begging you, don't abandon me. I really regret everything.
This is all your fault, you know. You tried to accuse my family, and now look where that's got you. Everything's backfired on you.
Please, just call off the divorce. You know, I thought I'd be getting some inheritance, so I went ahead and bought a lot of things on my credit card.
What?
The car you know I wanted? I've actually signed the contract for it. If things keep going like this, I'm going to go bankrupt. I'll be drowning in debt. On top of that, after that scandal, they cut ties with me at the company. And all my friends are drifting away. It's all falling apart.
Well, that's a natural consequence, isn't it?
Don't say something so cold. Please, I'm not asking for the inheritance anymore, but at least don't abandon me.
So is that why you wanted the inheritance so badly? But someone like you, who only married me for my family's wealth, doesn't deserve my help. If you keep bothering me about this, I will take legal action.
Come on, you weren't always this heartless, were you? What are you pretending to be strong for? The you I know would help me out.
I need to keep it together for my father's sake. I have to be strong as a daughter and as the next president of the company.
Damn it! Please, I'm begging you, help me out. Just one more time, let's...
No way. I've lost so much by marrying someone like you. I've made a terrible mistake marrying a person as low as you.
What? You think I'm this slow? What am I supposed to do now?
How should I know? That's not my problem. Oh wait, with the $15 you got, you could spread some smiles around the world, right? And that was your dream, wasn't it?
I don't need your sarcasm right now. You think this is funny? I'm in real trouble here. You have no idea what I'm going through.
Oh, I know exactly what you're going through. You're the one who got yourself into this mess. You thought you could just ride on my family's coattails and live the high life without consequences. Well, guess what? It doesn't work that way.
Listen, I made some mistakes, but I thought we could work things out. I thought you would understand.
Understand? Understand what? That you thought it was okay to betray me and my family? You thought I'd just sit back and let you take advantage of us?
I wasn't trying to betray anyone. I made a mistake, but I'm still the same person you fell in love with.
Really? The person I fell in love with wouldn't have done what you did.
They wouldn't have put me in this position. You've changed, and not for the better.
I'm begging you. Just give me a chance to prove I can change. I'll do anything. Just please don't leave me like this.
And what would that change entail? You've shown me who you really are. Why would I want to be around someone who only thinks about themselves and their own needs?
'Cause I love you. I still care about you, even if I messed up.
Love? You think love is enough to fix all this? It's not enough when you've hurt me and disrespected everything we've built together.
I didn't mean to hurt you. Can't we just forget about everything and start fresh?
Start fresh? You really think that's possible? After everything you've done? After all the damage you've caused? It's not that easy, and I can't just erase the past.
Please think about it. I promise I'll make it right. Just give me one more chance.
You think I haven't thought about it? Every day I wish things could go back to how they were, but I know they can't. You've burned that bridge.
You can't be serious. Thought we had something special.
You thought wrong. It's not special when it's built on lies and manipulation. You need to face the truth about who you are.
I'm begging you. I'll do better. Just don't give up on me.
I'm done with this conversation. You need to figure out your own life. I can't keep getting dragged down by your mistakes.
No, please, I need you. You're my only hope.
Your hope? You had hope when you were using me for my family's money. You need to find a way to stand on your own 2 feet without relying on me.
I can't do it without you. I don't know how.
You need to grow up and take responsibility for your actions. This is your life now, and it's time for you to face the consequences. How did it go? Were you able to properly wrap things up? Yeah, the divorce has been finalized successfully. At first, he was yelling quite a bit, but it seems like he has lost his energy now. He was like a child resisting a shot, huh? But you did well. It's a tough time as it is. No, it's thanks to you. Besides, the one who's really suffering is you, right? As a nurse, you've been facing your father's situation all this time. What are you talking about? Unlike you, I'm holding it together. This isn't going to get to me. Avery, you don't have to worry about me. You managed to handle everything yourself this time, right? So you should prioritize yourself a little too. Our father told me that Vivian doesn't have good judgment about people, so I should keep an eye on you. What? Our father saw right through that man from the very beginning. That's why I couldn't just leave you to deal with it alone. Really? If that was the case, you should have told me. Who could say the man you married is a jerk? But now that it's all settled, it turned out okay in the end. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about me. You can cry if you want. What are you saying? I'm not going to cry in front of you, the scaredy cat. After my divorce was finalized, Skippy left town. This marked the beginning of a tumultuous chapter in his life, where everything he once knew began to unravel. He quickly found himself trapped in what could only be described as debt hell. The term seems fitting, conjuring images of a deep, dark pit from which escape feels impossible. It wasn't merely financial distress that he faced. The consequences of his actions led to the loss of many friendships in a scandal that erupted. Those who once stood by his side seemed to vanish overnight, leaving him isolated and vulnerable. The emotional fallout from losing friends can be just as damaging as any financial setback. Friends are often seen as a support system, a safety net that cushions life's harsh blows. For Skippy, the absence of the safety net must have been incredibly painful. It seems that he found himself in a situation where, when he needed help the most, not a single person reached out to offer support. The emptiness of that realization must have been profound, forcing him to confront a painful truth. He had believed he had a strong social network, yet when faced with adversity, he was alone. Moreover, it became apparent that Skippy felt entirely cut off from his family. In times of crises, many people turn to their families for love and support. However, for him, that option was non-existent. He couldn't even return to his parents' home for comfort or refuge, which must have felt like a devastating betrayal of the familial bonds he once took for granted. Instead of a warm embrace or understanding conversation, he faced a stark and lonely reality. The concept of home, which should represent safety and security, transformed into a painful reminder of his failures. Eventually, he found himself living a life without a home. The transition from having a stable living situation to being homeless is jarring and deeply traumatic. This change signifies more than just a loss of physical space. It reflects a profound loss of identity and stability. Living without a home signifies being adrift, lacking the anchors that usually provide direction and purpose. For someone like Skippy, who once believed himself to be well-liked and respected, the experience of homelessness must have shattered his self-image. Throughout his life, Skippy always harbored a belief in his personal charm and likability. He likely thought that his charisma could carry him through any rough patch, enabling him to maintain relationships even in the face of adversity. However, this harsh reality must have forced him to confront a different truth. When the going got tough, no one came to his aid. The absence of support must have been a bitter pill to swallow. It likely stung deeply to recognize that no one was there for him in his time of need. Such realizations can be incredibly humbling, leading one to reflect on the depth and authenticity of their relationships. In moments of crises, it becomes crucial to examine how connections are built. Skippy might have been left questioning how many of those relationships were genuine and how many were merely superficial. Such reflections are often painful and can lead to a reevaluation of one's self-worth and the impact of their actions on others. The absence of support during his darkest moments undoubtedly forced him to confront the fragility of his social ties. Meanwhile, I find myself grappling with the fact that I, too, was once deceived by a man like Skippy. I invested considerable hope and faith in him, believing wholeheartedly in his dreams and aspirations. I supported him, thinking he would rise above his challenges and become a better person. To realize that I had been misled by his charm is a difficult realization. It stings to think that I allowed myself to be swept up in his narrative, trusting in his promises only to discover they were empty. The shame of being deceived by someone who ultimately proved to be unreliable weighs heavily on me. It's disheartening to confront the fact that I, too, can be vulnerable to the allure of charm and charisma. I had invested my emotions and trust in someone who was not deserving of it, and that realization is a bitter pill to swallow. This embarrassment makes me reflect on my choices and question my judgment. As I navigate my current role as the next president of Yamada Corporation, I am faced with my own set of challenges. My days are filled with meetings, decisions, and responsibilities that seem to come from every direction. The pressures associated with this position are immense, and there are moments when I feel as though they threaten to crush me under their weight. Balancing the needs of the company, employees, and stakeholders can be overwhelming. The expectations placed upon me are significant, and I often wonder if I am truly up to the task. Leading a company is no small feat, and I am constantly aware of the eyes that are on me, waiting to see how I will handle the responsibilities entrusted to me. There are days when self-doubt creeps in, and I question whether I have the skills and capabilities to lead effectively. However, I remind myself that growth often comes from discomfort, and it is through overcoming these challenges that I will grow stronger. Fortunately, I have a wonderful ally in Avery. Her support has been invaluable, and I often find myself relying on her in ways I hadn't anticipated. Despite her demanding job as a nurse, which undoubtedly comes with its own set of challenges, she always makes time for me. It amazes me how she balances her own responsibilities while still being there to lift me up when I need it most. Avery's dedication to her work and to our friendship is truly commendable. Avery affectionately refers to me as Scaredy Cat Vivian, a nickname that has become a source of comfort in moments of anxiety. It's a lighthearted reminder that I don't have to take life too seriously, even when the pressures mount. In her own unique way, she brings humor and warmth into my life, helping to lighten the load I carry. There's something refreshing about her ability to see the lighter side of things, and it often helps me gain perspective during challenging times. There are certainly times when I feel that her protective nature can be a bit overwhelming. I sometimes wonder if she might be overstepping, given that I am trying to carve out my own identity as a strong leader. However, even in those moments of doubt, I recognize the genuine care behind her actions. It is reassuring to know that I have someone who genuinely cares about my well-being. Avery's unwavering belief in me serves as a foundation of strength that I can lean on. I know that her support comes from a place of love and friendship, and that makes all the difference in my ability to navigate the challenges I face. Navigating the complexities of leadership while processing the fallout from my past relationship with Skippy is no easy feat. Each day presents its own challenges, but I find strength in the knowledge that I have Avery by my side. It's a comforting thought, knowing that no matter how tumultuous my personal life may be, I have a solid foundation of support to rely on as I forge ahead in my professional endeavors. As I reflect on everything that has transpired, I find myself thinking about the lessons I've learned from my experiences with Skippy and the strength I've gained from my current position. Life has a way of throwing curveballs at us, forcing us to adapt and grow. The pain of betrayal and the burden of leadership have both shaped me into a more resilient individual. I am learning to navigate my emotions, to stand tall in the face of adversity, and to embrace the support of those around me. Ultimately, I have come to understand that while Skippy's departure and the chaos of my past may have left scars, they do not define me. Instead, they serve as reminders of my strength and resilience. I have the power to shape my future, and with Avery's support, I am more than capable of rising to the challenges ahead. The journey may be fraught with difficulties, but it is also filled with opportunities for growth, connection, and self-discovery. As I look forward to the future, I do so with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. I will not let the shadows of my past overshadow the potential that lies ahead. I am committed to making the most of my role at Yamada Corporation and to nurturing the relationships that truly matter. With each passing day, I am learning to appreciate the beauty of resilience and the strength found in genuine connections. In the face of adversity, I will continue to stand strong, fueled by the unwavering support of those who believe in me, including my dear friend Avery. Looking ahead, I realize that I must continue to cultivate a positive environment at work, one where collaboration and support thrive. I want to foster relationships based on mutual respect and trust, rather than the superficiality that I encountered in my previous relationship. The lessons learned from my experience with Skippy serve as a guide for me as I build a healthier and more supportive workplace culture. Additionally, I have started to engage more with my colleagues, seeking their insights and fostering open communication. I recognize that leadership is not just about making decisions. It's also about listening and valuing the contributions of others. By creating an inclusive atmosphere where everyone feels heard, I hope to inspire my team and promote a sense of unity. Each small step taken towards building those connections helps reinforce my commitment to fostering a positive work environment.